You know, for the longest time, the big story around Oracle was all about one thing, that huge, monumental shift to Fusion Cloud. And yeah, it was a massive deal. It completely reshaped how they, and honestly, the whole enterprise world, thought about software. But what if I told you that was just the prologue? That was just the end of one chapter, setting the stage for something way more interesting.
And that's really the big question we're digging into, right? Now that the cloud is just the baseline, the standard, the whole game has changed. So where does a giant like Oracle go from here? What's the next massive evolution for the applications that run our businesses? To figure that out, we actually need to take a quick step back before we can leap forward.
To really get a handle on where Oracle is heading, we've got to understand the road that brought them to this point. You know, this wasn't some sudden pivot. It's been decades in the making, a series of strategic moves, each one building on the last, all leading right to this moment.
When you look at this timeline, it's pretty clear they've been playing the long game. It all starts back in the 90s with eBusiness Suite. I mean, they owned the on-premise world. Then comes the huge pivot to Fusion Cloud, a total rebuild for the software as a service model. But they didn't stop there. That NetSuite acquisition in 2016, that was a brilliant move to capture the whole mid-market, where Fusion was just too much. And then, the final piece of the foundation really clicks into place in 2018 with the autonomous database, a self-driving, self-repairing core. It's like every step was just setting the board for what's happening today.
All right, so that brings us to right now. Because today, just being on the cloud isn't enough, not even close. That's just table stakes. It's the bare minimum you need to even play the game. The market's expectations have totally shifted. Businesses aren't just asking for cloud anymore. They're demanding something more, something way, way smarter.
This slide right here, it tells the whole story in a nutshell. We're moving away from applications that are just functional, they do a job, to apps that are truly intelligent. The whole point isn't just to process transactions anymore, it's to pull out actual insights from that data. And for you, the user, your role changes from doing boring data entry to making high-level decisions. That's the real key. The software is becoming less of a tool you have to operate and more of a partner that actually guides you.
So intelligent application sounds great and all, but what does that actually mean? How do you build one? What are the nuts and bolts that make the whole thing tick? Let's pop the hood and take a look.
Okay, so Oracle's vision for this new world is really built on four big connected pillars. You've got embedded AI, digital assistants, advanced analytics, and a totally new take on the user experience. Now, what's crucial to understand is that these aren't just separate add-ons you bolt on. They're being woven right into the fabric of the main applications. Let's break each one down, and we'll start with the big one, AI.
Embedded AI is the real game changer here. We're not talking about logging into some separate AI program. This is about having machine learning working for you right inside your core business apps, your finance systems, your HR tools, your supply chain software. They're constantly crunching the data in the background to predict what might happen next. Like, hey, which of these invoices are at risk of being paid late? Or, let's forecast an inventory shortage before it actually cripples our production. It's incredibly powerful.
Next up, you've got digital assistants. Think of this as totally changing how we interact with computers at work. Instead of clicking through 10 different screens and menus just to approve an expense report, you can just talk to it. Type or say, hey, show me all pending expense reports from my team that are over $500. Bam! It just makes all that complex power so much more accessible to everybody.
Then there's advanced analytics. The old way was you run a report, you wait for it, and then you analyze data that's already old. In this new world, powered by the Oracle Analytics Cloud, you get live, interactive dashboards right there in the application you're working in. So a manager isn't looking at a snapshot of the business from yesterday, they're seeing how things are unfolding, like right now.
And finally, none of this cool tech works if the system is a nightmare to use. That's where the next-gen user experience comes in. It's all about a clean, mobile-first design that's personalized to your specific job. A salesperson is going to see a totally different screen than the CFO because they need different information, right? This isn't just about making things look pretty. It's about cutting out the noise and making people better and faster at their jobs. Okay, so we have covered the tech, but let's connect this all back to the real world. What's the actual, tangible impact of putting all these pieces together? Well, it fundamentally changes how a business operates. It shifts you from being reactive to being proactive.
This quote right here just nails it. This is the whole shift in one sentence. For decades, our software just sat there, waiting for us to tell it what to do. Now, these intelligent applications can see patterns that we can't, and they start suggesting the next best action. Maybe it's recommending a different supplier because it's analyzing supply chain risk in real time. The software is no longer a passive tool. It's an active partner.
So what are the big takeaways for the business? Well, first, leaders get that true, real-time visibility. They can steer the company with live data, not last month's reports. Second, this tech is being tailored for specific industries. A hospital doesn't run like a retail store, so the solutions are different. And maybe most importantly, this is a huge strategic repositioning for Oracle. It moves them from being just another software provider into being the intelligent platform you use to run your entire enterprise.
So when you put it all together, that whole journey from the old client-server days, the huge shift to the cloud, and now this deep, deep infusion of intelligence, this is what's defining Oracle's next chapter. It's really the beginning of a smarter era for all of enterprise software. So if you remember just one thing from all this, let it be this. The future of Oracle applications is not about the cloud. That battle's over. The future is all about intelligence. It's about AI, analytics, and a great user experience all coming together to create systems that don't just report on what happened, they help you decide what to do next.